girl Bondi Blue, and I am back for another MF'N advice. All right, so let me explain. The reason why the first video that y'all, last week is not the first video, I know what I'm saying. The first video I did in a while for MF'N advice. The reason why I didn't sing the theme song is because that video used to get flagged all the time. All the time that videos get flagged. So I was like, maybe if I don't sing the theme song, which is, straight MF'N up in here, then, but let me see if I can work it out. It's time for my mother advice. It's time for my mother advice. Yes, I could not hold that note last week or yesterday. Hallelujah. So yeah, okay, I think I did it. I think we worked it out and bleep it out myself. All right, y'all, let's get into some of these letters that y'all sent me so I can go back downstairs where it's not as warm. Okay, this first one is titled Going Through It, okay, or Growing Through It. Okay, hey Bondi, love your channel, by the way. Thank you. Okay, appreciate that. I've been going through some things after my breakup, and I'm really struggling. I was with my ex-boyfriend for 2 years before he broke up with me. Like a fool, I loved and supported him through it all. And when I hit a very rough and depressing patch in my life, he left. This was after several weeks of talking to me crazy and telling me I don't matter. I know what you're probably thinking, but I was in love. Now that we've been broken up for 1 month now, I'm finding it really hard to free myself from even the thought of him. The breakup was bad, but my heart is still with him in a sense. I'm young, 22, and this is only my third relationship, but I'm finding it's hard to let go. What do you do to get over a breakup? How do you find and love yourself again after a bad one? I really would love your advice. And then she wrote something else. Sorry to bother you, just really wanted your opinion. This is the same person, ain't it? Like, it's the same. It's not the same person. It's the same person. Why did this start off like a whole new letter? I'm 22 and still a virgin. I was a virgin through all 3 years of my relationship. All my exes have been very sexually active prior to me. Before I got with them, they all knew. I never hid it. Didn't feel the need to. But now that I'm getting older, I'll be 23 on the 4th of January. I feel the peer pressure to just hurry up and lose it. I feel like in 2019, it's not acceptable to be a virgin. Plenty have asked me why I kept it so long. My simple answer was I'm scared. STDs, soul ties are real. And plus I heard it hurts like crazy. Though I won't be having sex for a while, I still want to know, should I lose my virginity to get it over with? Okay, so we're going to do the first one and then we're going to do the second one. Okay, so as far as getting over a bad breakup, I had a really bad breakup at a very, very hard time in my life. Right after Katrina, the girlfriend that I had been with since the 10th grade, and Katrina happened at the beginning of my senior year. So we had been together since I was 15 and I was like going on 17 or 18, something like that, 2 years. So, when you're in high school, that's a long time. And we had done a lot of, cheating and going back and forth. I did a lot of the cheating in that relationship, but I still loved her. Then she got back at me. But when she got back at me, we weren't in the same place anymore. So it was very difficult to deal with. And I had a hard time letting it go. I mean, it took me like a good year and a half, maybe, year or two, to really get past that. But what I want to say is, what forced me to let it go was, the first thing was that it was hard for us to be around each other because I was living in Zachary and she was back and forth from Texas and then back in New Orleans. And we did see each other when I was back in New Orleans, but it was over and it was too painful and I just had to let it go. I still loved her, but I loved myself more, and I can't have somebody feeling like they can disrespect me, lie about me to people. Like, I started to get angry about the way I felt that she treated me. All that time hearing her say things like, I don't care if you die. Like, there was so many things that having me on the phone with the girl, like, and this was me at like 18, 19. Okay, so it's around the same age range. So I'm giving you context so you can understand how bad the breakup was. Then on top of that, I'm in a new place, culture shock, natural disaster. it was a lot, okay? I didn't really start getting past it until I went to college. So that was in the beginning of the senior year. So the whole senior year, I'm depressed, losing weight, still trying to get back with her, feeling bad. But at the same time, I'm the type of person that I'm not about to like really be sitting up here worrying about you to the point where I'm not gonna find other people to consume my time, okay? So I still was messing with other people, but deep down, I was not over her. And I didn't get over her until I went to college because I had to experience, it was the whole new experience being somewhere else. And then I found somebody else that I fell in love with even more. And that love was like even bigger than that. So I guess I could say somebody helped me get past it, but also me having enough self-respect to remember that she not worrying about you, stop worrying about her. That's how I had to think about it. And that's how I've dealt with every relationship where I felt like somebody was trying to play me. It might have took me a minute to get there. It might have took me a minute. But once I got there, all of a sudden, every thought was, they not worrying about you, don't worry about them. Anytime that I felt some type of way, they not worrying about you, don't worry about them. And I just was dating people. I was seeing other people. If somebody liked me and I liked them, I'm going with it. Like I used other people to help me get over that relationship. And I also use my own ego to remind me, I'm the shit. If you want to be with somebody else, that is cool. But I want to remind you that at a young age, we often feel that things are so much worse than they really are. And as you get older, you will look back and realize that we go through relationships in order to learn from them. So learn from that relationship and remember that you are more important than that relationship. The love of yourself is more important than your love of anybody else. So you need to go ahead and keep it pushing because he's shown you something that you can't forgive. When somebody shows you they don't care about you, you need to remember that. They don't care about you. So it doesn't matter that you missed the sex or you missed, well, you said you was a virgin. So you just missed the feeling of being around them. Let all of that go. Let all of that go, okay? Because at the end of the day, that does not serve you in any way to be caught up on somebody that doesn't care enough to support you when you're going through something. So yeah, let that go. He don't love you. You don't love him. That was some little cute infatuation. Let it go and move on to whatever the next relationship was going to be. And hey, also, I want people to remember this. Just because one relationship doesn't work doesn't mean another won't. So stop thinking just because, oh, I got my heart broken. That does not mean that every time you be in a relationship, your heart going to be broke. I've been in relationships where it wasn't that my heart was broke. Nigga was a soul suck. I was tired. It wasn't happening the way I felt like it should. It wasn't meant to be, and it was time to let it go. He didn't cheat on me. I didn't cheat on him. It was just time to let it go. I love him to this day as a person, but it was just time to let that relationship go so I can move forward. That happens sometimes. Every relationship is not going to be the same if you're not making the same mistakes over and over again. Stop choosing people because of how you feel about them. Choose them because of how they treat you and how you feel they feel about you. That's what you need to start thinking about. Did this person treat me well? Do they respect me? Do they care? Do I feel important to them? Like, that's what you need to start thinking about. And that's what you need to learn from this relationship. That what's important is how the person feels and treats you, not how you feel about them. Because all of that shit is really momentary, okay? You feel that way for a second, and the smallest thing can make you fall out of love, okay? At least in my experience. So that's that. Moving on to this virginity situation. I'm going to tell y'all, I lost my virginity because I felt like I wanted to get over with. But I did it with somebody that I kind of always said I would lose my virginity to. The guy that I said I just had to let that go because it was over with. Me and that boy had been on and off since we were teenagers. And we'd known each other since we were 6 years old. We grew up in the same neighborhood. I still have like a love for him as a person because he was my friend for so long. And we had inside jokes. And honestly, he's probably the one that sparked YouTube for me because he'd be like, come look at this. When YouTube first started popping, and we would be watching YouTube videos together back then. But I didn't really start doing YouTube until after we broke up. But either way, like he was my person that I would go back to. For some reason, throughout all of those years, from like 13, 12, 13, 14. Like, we were together for years and would break up and get back together and break up. And I date people and then we get back. Even after the girl I was with in high school, I actually broke up with him to start going with her. Look, he came to the house, I gave him his tennis shoes, and that was it. Okay, until I was ready to lose my virginity and we started talking again. And I wanted to lose it to him because I always felt in some way that he loved me and I felt safe around him. So I felt like that was something that I wanted to experience with him. So I reached out to him and that's how it happened. So I do understand that inclination to want to get it over with. But if you don't have a person that's going to make your first time special, and he did that for me, then don't do that. Don't do that. Wait till you find somebody that you really, really want to give it to, that you're really in love with. First of all, you can wait on sex. Like, I know people, because people have sex so early on now and so frequently with everybody, and you know, they got people out there telling y'all, give y'all body for any old thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got people that are now telling you to just give your body up just to get it over with. That's stupid, that's ignorant, and don't listen to those stupid fucking people. Don't listen to them. Please don't. Okay? Listen to me. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay? Your virginity should not be taken lightly, okay? Even though I decided I was ready to give it up, I still did not take it lightly, okay? My first time was very special, and my first time was good. It was a little painful, but after a while, it wasn't as painful. But because it was handled with such care by somebody who genuinely loved me, it was a good experience. But if you just go give it to somebody just to give it to somebody, they can give you the most trash ass painful experience of your life. And it's not worth it. So listen to your spirit when it tells you to wait for somebody that you want to give it to. And forget what everybody else talking about. Now, what I would tell you to do is to masturbate. I would tell you to masturbate because I feel like masturbation is the first step to having a good sex life once you actually do start having sex with people. Okay? So, you know, get that in and go ahead and do that. You know, rub one off. Go to sleep like everybody else used to do. But don't listen to people with that, okay? Because a lot of these people that have said that to you done had terrible first times because they just wanted to get it over with. It's not something to just get over with. And I don't give a shit about what's acceptable in 2019. Because I feel like most of the people who feel like what's acceptable, they don't know what the hell they talking about. 2019 is ran by people that don't think about things, that don't have impulse control, that don't feel the severity of sex, of having sex with different people. They always feel like, oh, you know, I can just have sex with any old body and it is okay. It is not. Some people's body chemistry don't mix with yours, okay? Some people are just not meant to be that person for you. So you end up having a terrible experience just because you was rushing. So don't do that. Bump all of that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make this video separate, okay? Okay, and then I'm gonna move on to some other people in a separate video because I just wanna make sure that at least one of these videos gets monetized. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed that little first part to MF'N advice. And you know, come on back.